Go.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to our Friday team Zoom, our Friday team training. We'll try to see how things are going to go. I'm not sure if we'll continue to keep the Friday training or combine Friday and Sunday into one Zoom on Saturday morning. I think what I'll do is I'll just put a poll out in the team page and we'll see kind of what everybody wants. And then I guess we'll just kind of take it from there. But at any rate, we're here today. So I can't believe it is March 1st. So happy first of the month. That is crazy. And we have just, you guys, it's like the weather is going to be getting better. People get more excited. Hopefully that will kind of start to turn things around. We've talked about this before, you know, people's tax returns are coming. I had my sampler that bought a 5-day sample from me. I had given her the offer of the $200, guys, on the 400 pack. She left me ghost this week, but I gave her the offer and I just thought, let's just let it breathe. And, you know, it's a big decision and you still got to pay that initial 400. So that can be obviously pretty overwhelming. And so I just thought I'm just gonna follow up with her today. Well, she messaged me at 3:45 this morning and said she would like to take advantage of the $200 deal. But just that, like, obviously, she's like, the economy is kicking my ass. So I need to pay my house payment, my this, my that, blah, 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 and then see where I'm at. And I'm like, I totally understand. I said, but here is the thing. I said, you know, I would like to work with you to help you to try to thrive for free so that you don't have to worry about that financial burden. And I'm here to help you with that. And then also, you know, maybe that'll put a little extra cash in your pocket if we get you thriving for free. And, you know, you guys, even $30 helps people right now, you know? So if you got 2 customers, that's probably about what your commissions will be. So it's like, you know, every little bit helps, even if she wants to turn that into credits and then, you know, use that towards an order or whatever, like every little bit helps. So again, though, this is where we have to paint that picture to people and help them with their pain points, right? So obviously I know she needs energy and she wants to lose weight. So the main thing is getting her on Thrive. So that's the initial thing. But then after that, her other pain point is finances. Like she has continuously mentioned to me over and over and over about her finances and that the economy's hard and all of that. But we don't have to like just dive down somebody's throat about the opportunity, but just help her get going first. That's the main thing. Sometimes we try to take the steps too far, too fast because we are excited, right? But if we just scale it back a little bit, and my goal is to help her get going. And then what I will do, you guys, is just really take things back to the basics. And we have to just take things one step at a time. And so often, including myself, we get so excited and we just like give them like 10,000 pages of information and it's overwhelming. And we probably like just, you know, make people overwhelmed at times because it's just so much so fast. So, what I'm going to do is once she gets that order in, right? Then I'm going to ask her, I would really like to help you to thrive for free. So, do you mind if I shout you out? You guys, sometimes when people are brand new, they don't really know how to post. Like, they don't know how to post about their story. They don't know how to post even just to put themselves out there, because if there's someone that's never really done network marketing and they're not big on social media, like think about how many people never really even post about themselves. If they do post, it's like recipes, it's graphics, it's like just like positive things or even just things about trauma or whatever. A lot of people they share posts. They never actually do their own post. And it's because they're not comfortable with it because they've never done it before. So that's where we need to come in and we need to help and we need to guide people. So our first step is then just taking them through that process and shouting them out. And so because she did a 5-day sample, this is where I will shout her out, talk about how she started on a 5-day trial. And because I checked in with her, I know exactly how she was feeling during that time. So then we can take those pieces of that story and share that story for her. Not only is that getting her story out there, but that's also helping her write her story. Because some people don't know how to do that either. They're like, well, I don't know what to say. What do I say? How do I write my story? And so it's just these little things, you guys, that just kind of take people through that process. And so I will help her to take her through that process. And then just the basics for even us, like encouraging her to wear that DFT where maybe people can see it so that people ask her what it is. And really just nurturing our people. And this is not only just because she's going to order that promoter package, this is also with helping people, even with, uh, like customers, like really working with them and just guiding them. And sometimes they're technically kind of promoting, but they don't even know it. Right. But we're just helping them, we're supporting them, we're guiding them. And if they get that first referral, they're so excited, especially if they like basically didn't even try. And then after that, you know, then they really only have one more to get, and then it doesn't seem so overwhelming for them to talk about it or whatever, because now they're excited and now they really want to get that extra customers so that they can they can um thrive for free. So all of those things really, really help. But I just want to bring us back with a brand new month. I think it's just good to remind people of the basics. And I talked about this a few weeks back, and I just want to remind everybody again is that we just really want to stay focused on our shorter stories, right? Like not sharing our 3-year story, our 5-year story, our 7-year story, because that's overwhelming for people and they feel like they're going to have to do this for 7 years to get results. Well, that's not what we want people to think, because that's extremely overwhelming. They're like, well, I mean, because did any of us think we would do this for this long? Never. Like I was never even consistent with my prenatal pills, much less thinking I would thrive and do this for 8 years now. But people don't understand that when you feel this good, it's easy to do it for this long every single day, but like in the moment, they don't understand that. So when we tell our story of, for the last year or, for the last 3 years or the last 7 years, people are like, what? How long do I have to do this stuff? You have to remember that people really want quick fixes. And I'm not saying that we need to promote a quick fix, but I'm just saying that when they hear months, years, that's overwhelming to them. And they are like, well, I don't want to have to do that because I don't want to have to do it for that long. And even though they probably know you've been doing it for that long, you guys, time flies and people don't pay attention. So they don't really remember that. But when you say it, then they recognize it. So as long as we're not saying that, then people don't really recognize that. So what I have been doing, and I had told you guys that I was going to do this, is I restarted Elite, you guys, on January 5th. But I will be honest, I was kind of lazy with Elite prior to this. I don't know, I had it in my head that I didn't know if I liked the capsules, that I thought like, I just really like our regular capsules because they give a punch faster. Maybe they do, but now I'm so used to these ones that I don't really notice any difference. Do I love all the other shake flavors? Do I love all the other shake flavors? Yes, absolutely. But I committed to, if I'm going to do elite, I'm going to do the whole system. So I started doing the elite shakes, and then obviously the elite DFT. I didn't know if I loved how I felt on the duo, so I just did the regular, but I have been super, super consistent with it. And I am definitely seeing results. Like it's crazy. And I feel like I don't know that I saw the results the first time, but this is the whole point, is because the first time I don't think I was really ready. I I really just had it in my head that I loved the other capsules, I love the other shakes. I was like, I think it's making me bloated. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And maybe some of that was happening, but it's part of the detox. And this time I was just like, nope, I'm hands down doing it for the entire um Ultimate Thriver, the whole thing, and then I'm gonna see what happens. And again, here I am sticking it out, and I am basically just about at 2 months on the 5th, because I didn't start right on time, because I was in Florida. But so here I am, and I am seeing results, and I am loving how I'm feeling, and I'm loving how I'm looking. So therefore, though, I am showing my results from January 5th, and that's all I'm talking about is I started Elite on January 5th. I started Elite on January 5th, and I have a lot of people that have been asking questions, or even old drivers now saying, wait, what's Elite? Or, hey, what are you doing? And again, it's because I'm not talking about the last 8 years. I'm only talking about since January 5th. And again, that's what grabs people's attention. And then also, like I told you guys before, like I'm not talking about Thrive. I'm only saying elite. Well, some people might know what that is and others don't. So it creates that curiosity of, because people don't really know what I'm doing. They're like, is she doing something different? And so that's been working really, really well for me, because I'm not talking about forever. I'm just talking about just this little bit of time. Honey, can you take your trains somewhere else, please? Can you take your trains into the living room? We got a whole Thomas train, 3 trains connected together, and he's trying to drive them on the carpet, and they're getting stuck, and it's loud. Um, but oh, 1 second. I think somebody might be trying to get onto the Zoom. Um, so again, I have on my notes here, it's just like we have to just remember to talk about like the problem that we solve. I think a lot of times we just have a tendency to talk about like thrive, 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 and like how much we love it. And like that's great, but like, are we always talking about the problem that it solves? The problem that it solves obviously is energy, weight loss. You know, if we struggle with our joints, are we talking about that? Because it's still winter and a lot of people struggle with that. Better sleep, all of those things. And so right now, because I'm doing elite, I've been really focused on just my transformation and my weight loss. And really, it's for me, it's even more so than anything, it's been the inches. And that's great, because so many people focus on the scale. And again, just showing people that it's not the number on the scale that matters, it's the inches. And so that's what I love that TME showed us, that Me 360, because being able to take those measurements has been huge for me, because it's also built my own confidence in really recognizing that like the inches had been coming off, because up until last week, I was not losing weight. It was just inches. And so like that's huge. And so I've been sharing that because those are pain points, those are problems to solve, but then also talking about like I still remember, Carolyn, when the picture, and I think it's still the picture that you have on your Instagram, I will never forget when you shared that picture because it was a selfie of yourself. You were losing a lot of weight and you were in leggings and you were talking about how great you felt and how you would normally never wear this, or I just remember something to that effect. And that is like sharing that dream outcome. It's talking about how, like, I never thought I would wear leggings, or like I remember Holly Fisher's story, that she couldn't cross her legs and how good it felt when she was able to cross her legs at church. Now, I can't resonate with that because that's not my story. But someone else who has potentially had weight issues there in their life, that they can resonate with that, and that's a pain point. And you're painting a dream outcome of like, imagine when you can cross your legs. It sounds so silly, but these are the things that we have to get back to talking about, because those are the things that people resonate with. People resonate with like getting back into your old jeans, wearing leggings for the first time, or feeling good in leggings, or whatever that is. Sorry, I have the hiccups. You know, crossing your legs, maybe being able to walk a mile without having any knee discomfort, or like whatever that is for each individual person. But those are really big points to talk about with people, because that makes them realize, like, oh my gosh, like that's me. Like, I haven't walked a mile in 5 years because of my knee, or because of my ankle, or whatever. And so we have to remember that we got to talk about those pain points, talk about the problem that we solve, but then also to remember to talk about the outcome and how great it's going to feel when they can do X, Y, and Z, and relate it to your own story. And everybody has a different story. And so it's going to resonate with different people. But those are things that I have written on here to obviously remember to talk about. Just be inspirational, educational, help people to feel like you can help them and like you can solve their problem, instead of just coming onto social media and just selling Thrive. We have to sell solutions and problem solve. And we talk about this all the time, but I think we can get so caught up in just like where we're all of a sudden just like thrive, 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 thrive. And that's great. And yes, that is what we use. But we have to remember that people are looking for solutions, and people are not necessarily just wanting to buy, but people are emotional buyers. So if we can hit those pain points and talk about the problems that we can solve and how it's going to help them, then they can see themselves in our story. And then that's when they want to actually come and grab our product. Because for me, it wasn't because it was Thrive. What Heather sold to me was energy, that I was going to have the energy to keep up with my kids and everything I had to do daily without needing any extra caffeine. And I was living on caffeine. So I was like, what energy? Like, where can you get energy other than from coffee and Mountain Dew? Like, I seriously did not think it was possible. You gotta go potty? Okay, 1 second. Come here. Hurry up. Come on. Come on. Look, let's go potty, honey. Come on. Okay. So, I just really wanted to talk about, um, remembering to talk about that, like what sets your soul on fire, like what makes you excited about this experience, what makes you excited about this business. Like, those are the things, especially coming into the new month, that we have to talk about. Okay, honey, just pull up your undies. Oh my gosh. And then just kind of knowing what your story is. Oh gosh. Okay. Um, let me help him pull up. Yeah. Sorry about that. I tried to get him to go to the bathroom before Zoom so that way I would be set to go, but you know. Okay, so let me see. So obviously, oh, that's what I was gonna say, is I think like a good thing for us to do, and I have it written on my notes here, is to actually kind of rewrite our story again, because sometimes I think we just kind of get so stagnant in everything that we're doing that we sometimes forget like kind of even what our story is. And so what we can do is write our story out, but remembering that we don't have to share every single piece of the story when you are posting on social media, that you can take bits and pieces, hi Holly, of that story and be able to share those bits and pieces of the story. Like we don't have to share our entire story in like one clip. So when you write out your whole entire story, then you kind of just you have it written out, and then you just literally take that story and you do it on repeat. And I think that is the problem, is that right now, so many of us have been just like, the biggest problem in social media and also in network marketing is that people don't know what to do because it's so inundated and it's so saturated, but so many people are doing so many different things. And people are sitting here going, but we're not unified. Like, we're not, as social marketers, like nobody is unified. Like this team is doing this team is doing that. This person is, they're growing on Instagram. They're doing it here. They're doing it on TikTok. And so like people don't really know what to do. They're like lost in the confusion because so many people even are like they're taking this course and this training and this and this and that. And like that's even what I've said to you guys, is that sometimes trainings are great, but sometimes I feel like I don't want to fire hose you guys. And also to the point of where like it's almost like too much information, because if we have too much information, then sometimes we get into analysis paralysis and then we don't know what to do because we have too many things grabbing for our attention and taking us away. Whereas we need to that's why this Zoom today was just really about the basics, because we have to just get back to the basics, and the basics work. And so we don't need to be super fancy. It's like, yeah, there's all these different tips and tricks and like how you can make things look pretty and how you can do this and do that. And like, yeah, sure, that's all great. But once you get the main thing down, then you can start adding all the aesthetics and the prettiness, and the rest of that will just kind of come as you find your flow. But I think if you write your story out, and this is what I have for me. So first of all, I'm gonna just go into this. 5 parts to nailing your content strategy is educate, inform, and add value. That's number 1. Um, Number 2 is like the dream outcome, like what we just talked about. Like, is that losing weight? Is it crossing your legs again? Is it walking a mile without having any knee discomfort? Is it getting into those old jeans that you haven't been able to wear? Is it wearing leggings for the first time and feeling good in them? That's the dream outcome. And that's whatever your story is, whatever Thrive has brought to you. Maybe it's your mindset, maybe it's the positivity, maybe it's believing in yourself. Like whatever that is, it's a personal result or client results, like your customer results. But you have to share those dream outcomes with people because that is what hits that emotion. And if people don't have emotion, they don't buy because it's not Thrive that they're going to buy. They're buying you and they're buying an emotion. They're buying what is going to give them that end result that is going to help them to feel amazing. Um, the third one is addressing pain points or problems. Like I talked about, like what is that pain point? What is the problem? Is it the energy that you need to get through the day? It's not just energy, it's talking about the energy that you maybe need to get out of bed because maybe you weren't a morning person. It's the energy to get through, I don't know, do you do 16-hour days? Because like Holly, she wakes up at 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning and her day might not end till 9, 10 o'clock at night. So like, what is that? Like, and there's other people out there that will probably resonate with that story because they work crazy hours. And so again, it's addressing those pain points and problems so that people can understand why they need Thrive. People are not just going to be like, oh yeah, Thrive's awesome. It's energy and gut health. Okay, good for you. Like they don't care, you guys. There are a bazillion products on the market that offer, they can take a laxative and they can buy a triple shot caramel macchiato and they think, oh, well, there's my energy and that's probably going to make me shit too. So they don't care, Oh, Holly, if your kids are in the car, I'm sorry. Um, okay. I was like, oh no. Me and my mouth get me in trouble sometimes. But you guys, again, like, so they need to know why Thrive is better than a caramel macchiato and a laxative, right? Like, so that's why we have to address the pain points and really talk about our stories so that they can see themselves in it, so that they understand why this is better than what they're already doing. Not just like, oh, Thrive is amazing and it gives great energy. Like, okay, good, but why? Well, because of the natural vitamins, because it's natural caffeine and not synthetic, because there's no crash and you don't need anything else for the rest of the day, because this is filling your body with all of its nutritional needs on top of the natural caffeine that's in it from green tea. Those are the types of things that you have to talk about so it makes people realize why this is better than what they're doing. Number 4 is personification. And so, again, that's just sharing your story and creating a common ground because again you want to create that common ground, share your story so that people can see themselves in you. That is why they don't join just because you have this amazing product. I'm sorry to tell you guys because there are a bazillion products on the market, but that's why we have to be more specific with sharing our stories and really just getting back to those pain points and all of that, because that is what's going to make people really really want to join you. And then passion, you guys, you have to have passion. If you don't have passion, nobody wants to join you. Like, it's just as simple as that. Like, if you're not excited, why is anybody else going to be excited? You have to have your unique perspectives. And those unique perspectives are what is unique to you and your specific story, and be emotionally connected and invested in what you're doing. Because if you're not emotionally connected and invested to Thrive and what it's done for you or your family or your life or how it is like changed, like, I don't know, maybe you didn't work out before Thrive. Maybe you couldn't even move your body. Those are the things you need to talk about to show people like, I can't even imagine where I would be in 5 years if I didn't start taking care of my health. Because prior to my health journey, I never even moved my body. I never worked out. I couldn't even walk for 5 minutes without being out of breath, blah, 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 blah. Whatever that is. Now, do you feel an emotion when you hear me talking about that? I mean, that is going to hit people in their pain points. Like, oh my gosh, like, I really need to start taking care of myself. I can't even walk 5 minutes. Is this going to help me be able to get my health on track? And then it gets them thinking like, oh my gosh, if Carolyn is doing that and she's moving her body and she can do it, like she's the same age as me, or I'm 5 years older than her, or I'm 5 years younger than her, and I can't even do that. I need to get my act together. Maybe I should talk to her about that. You know, that is the whole point of sharing your story and being super emotionally connected to it. And the things that we take for granted every day and we think are dumb to talk about because it's just our new normal. You guys have to remember that that is not other people's normal right now. And so even though we take it for granted, we also think people know what we're doing that we weren't doing before. But only we actually know that. And the people closest to us, people don't remember that, you guys. And so it's like, even myself, as I'm talking about this, like I remember I couldn't run. I was a smoker. I literally smoked almost a pack a day, you guys, before I started Thrive. Can you guys even imagine that I was a smoker? I smoked and I would freaking chain smoke in my garage because I was a closet smoker. And so my kids, I didn't want my kids to know. And so they would go to bed and I would be just sitting, just puffing outside and sneaking cigs anytime I could. And I mean, it was just a pathetic life, but it was just like, that's what I did. I was ashamed of it, but I just couldn't stop. I tried to quit a million times. Rock smoked as well. I literally started Thrive in February. In April, I decided to quit smoking for my kids' birthdays because I was just like, what am I doing? Like, I am so pissed at myself that I started because I had quit for like 2 years when I was pregnant with Kingston and then I was nursing him. And then my girlfriend, who was pregnant at the same time as I was with Kingston, she actually lost her baby at 3 months. And she was one of my best friends. And so I had survivor guilt. I was like, I felt so sorry for them, everything like that. And so when her baby died, because she wasn't due at the same exact time. It was like her baby was born a few months after Kingston, and then she was in the NICU for 3 months, and then she had passed away. So by the time her funeral was, Kingston was almost 9 months old. I was also going to the wedding. I was building the salon. There was so much stress, and I started smoking again. And I had been quit for almost 2 years and I started again. And but anyway, so I was so mad at myself for smoking again. And then it was going to be Kingston's birthday and my rest of my kids. And I was just like, this is so stupid. I need to quit. But when I started, I mean, I started heavy again. And so it was like, it was pretty bad. And so I decided to quit. And then I also signed up for a half marathon and I'd never run. I was like, well, this is going to force me to have to work out. And every time my lungs hurt when I'm running, it's going to be a reminder that I can't smoke. And I did that, but that's another story like that I need to be sharing more often too, because like a lot of people can resonate with that as well, like wanting to better themselves and or they're smoking and stuff like that. And I used to share that story a lot, but also it's kind of a little bittersweet because then people hope that then they can quit smoking on Thrive. And it's like technically Thrive doesn't make you quit smoking. It's just that it was a reminder that I was being healthier for myself and to make healthier habits for my family, you know. But those are parts of our story, though, that hit those triggers and those pain points for other people that make them recognize, like, wow, I need to get my act together. So those are the 5 parts of nailing down your content strategy. And you guys, those are just the things. As long as you do those 5 things on repeat, and that is what you go to. And so if you write out your whole entire story, and so I want to challenge you guys to do that, write out your whole entire story, but also write out where you were before your story. That's the important piece not to forget, because those are the things that you're going to talk about on repeat. And you guys, so often what is part of the problem in network marketing is that so many people are doing so many things, and sometimes we see something really cool that somebody's doing over here, and so we want to mimic it, and I get that. But the whole point is that if you guys just do me a favor and write your stories out before Thrive and like during Thrive and even like where you're at now with Thrive, whatever that looks like, but write it out and like really, really think about it. And like, that's your story. And then you don't stray from that. Like, that is the story you share on repeat over and over and over. Not necessarily the entire story, but pieces from that story. If you share that story on repeat for the next 30 to 60 days, pieces of it, just one day you talk about your exercise, another day you maybe talk about the energy that you've gotten from Thrive, and some of it will kind of intertwine together, but you literally have to talk about the same exact story on repeat over and over and over. And what's going to happen though, and this is where people shut down, because they think they're being annoying and they think nobody wants to hear this. I've already said this so many times. People don't always pay attention. Or in that very moment, they didn't need to hear what you had to say, but then the next week, something happened to them in that time frame. And then all of a sudden they read that story and they're like, oh my gosh. Another thing is, guys, people need to hear things 5, 7, 10 times before it actually clicks. It's no lie. So if you're not sharing your story 5, 7, or 10 times in a month, that's why people aren't joining us. So think about that. Because if you share your story in January and then you maybe don't show it again till the end of February or whatever, even if it's once a week, even, it's not enough. It's not enough for people to notice, because you also have to remember not everyone is on social media every day. We are, because we have a business. But other people aren't on every day. And so if they're not on every day, they're also not seeing it. And then how many times do you guys scroll through your feed and you don't see somebody's post till 4 days, 10 days later? So the same thing is happening with our posts. People aren't even seeing them right away when we post them. But again, it's important to remember that's why we engage only for 10 to 15 minutes with non-thrivers, post, and then answer people on our posts, but you don't have to sit and be on social media forever if you don't want to be either. Just enough to get that algorithm going so your post gets pushed out, and the engagement with non-thrivers like we do on Power Mornings. Post your stuff and then go. Another thing, since we're talking about that and really getting things out, one more thing I want to talk about. Okay, first I'm going to backtrack and one more thing from my notes, and then I'm going to give you one more tip before I go. So another thing that you need to do, like when you are talking about your story and everything, it's like you want to talk about, like, imagine this. A month from now, can you imagine X, Y, and Z? A year from now, could you imagine if you were, living your dream life? If you're talking about the opportunity, we only want to talk about like a year if we're talking more about the business or the opportunity. And again, you guys, if you haven't had the success that you want yet, remember that does not matter, because other people have. So you're still talking about the truth and an opportunity, because the opportunity is there. You've seen the success. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I have had it. Others have had it, like as far as car bonuses and things like that. So not saying you have to talk about a car bonus, but I'm just saying the success has been there. But part of the reason why some of you aren't where you want to be yet is just because you haven't had a team building with you. Once you get people with you building as well, that's when it grows. but it's only going to grow if you talk about the business and the opportunity, right? Like, so you have to just talk about it and not feel like an imposter and not feel like, well, I can't talk about that because I haven't had success. Well, guess what? Heather has, and Heather's going to help me, and I'm not alone. So you don't have to worry about all that. You have my support. You have, people in this team. You have our team page. We have the Zooms. We have everything. And I know I talk about this on repeat, but I need you guys to believe in yourself. I need you to believe that there is an opportunity here, that there is, like, you guys are amazing. But you know what? I couldn't do it by myself either. Nobody can build a 12K by themselves. It took me talking about the business and the opportunity on repeat until I started building a team underneath of me and people to then get the vision with me and then love the products and start promoting them. And that's how the team builds. That is how it happens. So you guys need to believe in that for yourselves as well, because otherwise it's just not going to happen. And so you have to start talking about that and believing in it, because even yourselves, you can't just look at numbers. That's the other thing. I need you guys to stop looking at numbers and to stop looking at ranks. What you need to look at is your personal growth. You guys have had personal growth. You have had wins. You have had weight loss. You have had personal and self-development. Carolyn, you have worked out and you never used to work out. Those are all wins. That is success. You guys need to understand that that is success. That is a success story. So stop thinking about, when you're talking about this opportunity, that you think you can't talk about it because you haven't hit a certain rank. That is not the only thing that provides success in this business. Success is going live when you've never went live before and doing it on repeat for like how many months, not just going once, multiple times. It's talking in your stories when you've never talked in your stories. It's learning how to make reels, even though you've never made reels before. But it's stepping out of that comfort zone to do the things that you know you need to do and the things that I have trained you to do and pushed you, and you guys have done it. That is success. Okay. So you guys need to understand that. So when you're talking to people about the opportunity in the business, I need you to stop thinking about ranks and numbers. Okay. Because those people don't know where you're at in business. Only you do. You are the only person that knows what level you are at. No one else knows that. But you do have success. You have success because of everything else that you have done and how you've put yourself out there, and also how you've committed and you've been here for this long. That is also success, because a lot of people don't stick and stay, especially if they don't feel like they have built the business or team that they have wanted. They just give up on themselves. And you guys haven't. Like, you're still here, you still show up. That is also success. So I need you guys to believe in yourself, and I need you to know that when you're talking about this, those are the things you need to think about, because that is where you're going to pull that confidence from. And if you guys have confidence in yourselves from that, and when you're talking to people, people are going to feel that. And you need to think about how well you felt when you went live for the first time, and how proud you were, and how you put yourself out there, and how you couldn't believe that you did that, but you did it. That's success. That is success, you guys. Success is not just numbers. Success is stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something that you never thought you could do before. Because there's how many people out there that say, and I know you guys have all heard it, I could never do what you do. I could never go live. I could never put myself out there like that. So many people say that kind of stuff all the time. And so you're already doing the things that some people think that they can't do. And so those are the things that you need to think about. I just totally squirreled on you guys. So there's that. But you want to make sure that you are speaking to them when you are speaking, like when you are writing your story out online or you're writing a status, especially when it's talking about Thrive. We need to make sure that we are speaking directly to them. Like think of your target person. Like, and you want to know who your target person is, you guys? It's usually you. Like you are the target person. Like think about who you were before Thrive. That is the person that you're speaking to. That's the person you're speaking to because that's who's going to resonate with you the most because that's who you were. And it's going to be easy for you to talk about because it's who you used to be. And that's the people that you're going to speak to. So speak to the person that you were before Thrive, and then help them to learn something valuable and again, the solution to their problem and their pain points. And that is how you are going to attract customers and business partners into your business by talking to the person that you used to be. That is how you will gain traction. But you have to do it on repeat. You have to share the same story over and over and over. I mean, reword it, right? But like that same story, you don't have to recreate your story all the time. Just have your basic story, and that is what you continuously talk about over and over and over and over. And that is what is going to really push your business and growing your network. You can't talk to the same people over and over and over and expect something different. We have to also make sure that we are growing that network and talking to new people all the time. And then lastly, I just want to leave you guys with this too. So something I've been doing with Reels. If you guys are doing Reels, this has really been helping me on Instagram. It's insane. One of my Reels this week hit like 21,000 views. It was insane. Insane. So first of all, I don't know if I have shared, maybe I gotta go and share that. You got poop? Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Come on, come on, come on. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Good job. Okay, I don't know if you guys have heard me talking about I told you guys I was going to start to shift gears on Instagram as far as just like sharing some of my knowledge and stuff like that, but I have a freebie product that I made and it's 150 hooks, call to actions, and 100 content ideas. And so the hook, what I did is I was like, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Well, that's a great hook because people are like, well, what's the elephant in the room? Like, what? And so that was what I put on my reel. And then inside of my caption, I talked about like how let's normalize moms making money online because, right, guys, like that's my niche. Like, because having cancer and being able to stay home, this business is what helped me, provide for my family and all of that. And so, like, that's what I talked about in the caption. And granted, I didn't get any customers from it, right? But I got a ton of followers and obviously I got a lot of views from it, which all of those things are just what's going to help you grow your business, right? So I did that, but then what I did and this is like I think it might be the secret sauce. So we talk about like search engine optimization. It's just a fancy word for like what people put in a search bar, like on Instagram, like how to make money online or tired moms or maybe they might be looking up network marketing because they want to learn network marketing tips or whatever. So this one specifically, I had put make money online, but I made it as small as humanly possible on my reel and then put it underneath the other writing that said the elephant in the room because then it's right on the face of my reel, but Instagram can still see that. Like the computer can see make money online, even though I made it so small that people couldn't even see it. And then I covered it up with my other writing. And it's like insane. And I've been doing that with all of my reels. Now, all of them haven't popped off to 20,000 views, but normally I get 100 to 200 views on Instagram. They've been like 500, 700. So I definitely think it's working. I gotta wipe this butt. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Good job, buddy. That is a big move. Let's take off your PJs and then you can go fix it. Okay. There you go. Okay, sorry guys. So anyways, the point is that when you have like special keywords, so whatever you're wanting somebody to see. So for example, like if you are doing like a transformation, but maybe you don't want to like put like something on the thing about weight loss, but really that's the people you're trying to attract, people that are looking for weight loss. So I would write weight loss really, really little. And then when you're writing it, the other trick is at the top, you know how you have the colors? Like you can change the color of your font, but then there's that little dropper in the corner. You click on that dropper and then you run it over your reel. So let's say you got clouds, and so it's going to give you the same exact color of the clouds, which is perfect because then if you make that really super small and then you hide it in the clouds because it's the same exact color font, so your audience isn't seeing it, but the computer is. So what happens is then anybody that's searching for weight loss on Instagram or Facebook, then they push that out to those people because on the reel it says weight loss. And so it's telling the computer this is for somebody that wants weight loss. And so you guys, it's like so freaking brilliant. And I don't know why I like never like thought about this or figured it out before, but it seems to be really working. And then the other golden ticket after this, doing this is then, so let's say you did a transformation and you wanted people that are looking for weight loss to find this. You need to then like go on Instagram or Facebook and you need to put weight loss in the search bar, and you need to go and comment on anything that is revolving around weight loss, because basically you're teaching the algorithm that these are the people that I want to see this post. And so I have been doing that and I am like gaining followers like crazy. And so I just literally put it in the search bar, and then I like on Instagram, I go to accounts, and then whatever ones pop up first, I just click on it and I go and I comment on the first one or two posts that they have. And then I go to the next one, and I do this only for 10 minutes. And it's growing my following. My reels are getting way more views. Now people are viewing my stories way more. But here is the thing, you guys, it doesn't, those results don't just happen overnight as far as like somebody buying from me. Now they're going to watch me probably for the next 30 or 60 days to make sure I'm consistent. So that's where I got to share my story on repeat so that they know I'm like for real and I'm consistent, right? Because people want to join people that are consistent. So and this is like so cool that I might just do a whole other training with this. To be honest, I wanted to actually show you guys from my phone. But Zoom made me I realized like I can share my phone screen with you guys. So I want to do another training with you guys, showing you exactly how to do all of this. on my phone, but I had to download a thing. I think Carolyn, you first jumped on and I was trying to download it, but I don't think it was going to download fast enough. So I was just like, you know what? I didn't realize I had to download that extra thing first. So I'm like, you know what? I will do this training again when I can like actually show you guys my whole phone, because you guys, I've been trying it for a week and I really think it's working. I'm getting great results from it. So I will share all that with you guys. It's from a digital course that I bought, and seriously, I learned so much from it. It's just so crazy. So anyways, I will train you guys on that more specifically, but I just wanted to plug it for you guys right now so that you can start trying to get that stuff pushed out more further for you guys. So I already went almost 10 minutes over because kind of had that little Holy Spirit moment there in the middle where I was telling you guys to believe in yourselves. So you're welcome for that. That wasn't from me. That was the squirrel moment. But anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday. Remember, it's a brand new month, you guys. The slate is clean. If you feel like February wasn't your month, like it wasn't for a lot of us, it's okay. This is a brand new month. Everybody gets a brand new start today. We all start at 0 today. And there's 31 days in March. So you got even more time to hit your goals. I also want to remind you guys, I know this is extreme for some of you, but I just want to point it out to show you guys what is possible. At this time in 2018, in March, I had hit 40K in February, you guys, and I went 80K by April. That is $40,000 in volume. Now, yes, I had a team underneath of me, but my point is that it is not too late for you guys to go from 0, where we're all at today, to 4K by the end of April. Rank advancements are still in play. Do not give up on yourselves. You still have time. 2 months is a long time to build. You got to get consistent with your story. You got to get the passion, and you got to share it on repeat over and over and over and build your network. And you do that on repeat, you guys. And that's all you do. Stop overcomplicating the systems. Just share on repeat, do your interactions with non-thrivers, add 2 to 5 friends a day on your social media, and do not worry about the outcome, and share your story on repeat. And that is all you have to do. And remember to sprinkle in some engagement posts in there to get people engaging with your content and build super fans. And that is what we do on repeat over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And when you do that, then people gain trust in you, and they create curiosity. Talk in your stories so people can hear your voice and they know who you are, and be consistent. And that is literally all this is. People overcomplicate it. Yes, like I said, I got all these fun little tips and tricks, like I just told you about Instagram, and that's all fun and great. But at the end of the day, you just have to share your story, and that is it. So we have 2 months to hit these rank advancement bonuses. I believe in you guys. You just have to share and start talking about 2 months for $200. You guys, get bold. Get those promoters underneath of you that you need so that you can start building a team. And then when they are ready, I will help you. And guess what? We will get them rocking and rolling. We will get them on these Zooms. We will get them in the team page, and we will start to help them to thrive for free. And that is how your teams are going to build. So don't be afraid to offer that special, because that is what's going to help you grow. And if somebody is interested, then you message me and I will give you the verbiage. Or you message me and you put me in a message with them, and I'll do the talking for you and I'll explain how it all works. If you are worried about that part or you don't know how to do it, you guys have me to help you. So don't be afraid of that. So that is where we're at, guys. We're gonna do this together. I believe in you guys, and you have to believe in yourself. And remember, success is not measured by your rank or the number, because we're all at 0 today. Okay. So I am no different from you guys today. Like, I am at 0 as well. So we all start at 0. We all have had success. So you have to just start believing in yourself, and you have to share passionately. Because if you aren't passionate and you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you either, because they believe in you because of the energy that you put off. If you're not giving off good energy and being excited, they're not going to be excited neither. So that's just where it's at, guys. So with that, I love and appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great Friday. I'm going to put up a poll and see if Saturday mornings are going to work better for people moving forward with the really nice weather. And maybe yeah, I don't know. We'll just figure it out. So I don't know if the Zoom's gonna be tomorrow morning or if it'll be Sunday afternoon. But we'll work it out. We'll see what kind of works best for people, and then we'll figure out a plan moving forward. But that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I don't forget about free credits tomorrow. And I will be in touch with you guys. Okay. Talk to you guys later.